Good morning, folks. It is 7:30 a.m. on Tennessee River. Do you remember this spot, folks? I haven't seen fish here since December. Usually January, February this spot holds fish. This year it didn't, and now with live scope, it's not a matter of speculation. Maybe they didn't like my kitech, maybe they didn't like my trout magnet. No, there was no fish here this winter. I don't know if it was too warm, too cold, water not nice. I didn't even come here to fish this spot today. I came here to catch some bass with my number 8 prototypes. But I see a bunch of little dots. These are tiny bluegill for sure, but there is quite a few of them, and I'm wondering if there is crappie mixed up on them. So I'm actually gonna throw the lures. I don't have a single rod, I don't have a float, and I don't have a single rod tied on with a bluegill lure tied on. And this is here a tiny piece of kitech. It's a piece of kitech that is partially disintegrated by now because it's been sitting in my tray on top of the dashboard for probably, I don't know, at least a week, maybe 2 weeks, and it's lost its color from the sun and being run through the water quite a few times. But I don't mind if I lose it. Actually, it's probably good that I have bass lures cast. I'm gonna just cast. On the other rod I have the Tickler Z super glued again to the 1.5 number 8 jig head. I'm gonna cast those around. See? Yeah, there is no problem when you have bluegill, detecting bluegill with your kitech, because they go tip 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 tip. We got something small here. We'll see if it's a bluegill. See, this is why I cast. This is why I cast. Collect information. Don't assume it's a bluegill. It's a baby crappie. But where do these crappies spawn? Let me check my microphone here. I hope my microphone is okay. Where do these crappies spawn? On top of the dam, I know where they spawn. Under the dam, I don't know where they spawn. I don't see here crappie by the bank, under the dam. I don't see them in the spring. I don't know where they spawn. Maybe they spawn way further down, and now when the water starts to cool down, they climb upriver. I don't know. I also don't want to sit here very long because it's 7:30 in the morning. There is no boats and there is no current yet. So I don't want to waste the best part of the day sitting here, because this spot you can fish any time of day. You're always protected from the wind. You're always protected from the current. You can fish here all day. And in the morning, I like to do some bass fishing. So we're gonna fish here. Maybe I'll just make a 30-minute uncut video just to check what's inside this cloud. And water is very low, which is also good. I like low water with no current. For ultralight fishing, it's just easier to control the jig. There is one more fish. This is the people keep asking, even though I put it on the screen, but maybe not everybody can read it because the letters are pretty small. Why don't you say what tackle you're using? I don't want people to think that I'm all about tackle. And I don't want to repeat stuff, but I do get, my channel started moving lately. I do get sometimes even 500 subscribers a month, but about 4. So I guess not everybody knows. This is the 6'1" medium light Daiwa Presso Air AGS. Retails about $300, but when you're buying from Japan and this rod is only available in Japan, your mileage will vary. Look how nice it bends. And this is the Daiwa Presso reel, 2020 Daiwa Presso. This reel, even though it's plastic and doesn't feel as good as the Vanquish or the Exist, I would right now buy 2 more of them, just because it's very light, it's good enough. Okay, it's not as good. Why does a reel have to be as good as the Exist for you to to enjoy fishing? I'm enjoying fishing absolutely 10 out of 10 right now. Beautiful weather conditions. Fish are biting on every cast. I don't need Exist to enjoy fishing. But it looks perfect with my rods. It's very light, very low resistance. I would buy 2 more right now, if not for the anticipation of Presso Limited. I told Daiwa what to do. I told Daiwa how to make a Presso Limited. Hopefully they heard me. If Daiwa makes a Presso Limited, the last Presso Limited was 2017. I had a fish all the way up to here, but he let go. The last Presso Limited was in 2017, and there wasn't another one for 7 years. I guess that's why it's limited. There is no Kitek left, but we're dealing with babies here. I'm gonna make 1 more cast. So I think it's time for a Presso Limited based on the SF Exist platform, meaning 500 size body Exist. And inside it should be exactly like this reel. No goddamn mag seal anywhere at all. I mean anywhere. No goddamn mag seal. Hope that's very clear, Daiwa. Low resistance bearings everywhere. Huh? Maybe I had a bass there. That was a good bite and a good weight. There's another one. Feels a little bit heavier. No, I don't think so. And they really need to consult somebody else on the aesthetics of the reel, because the person who designed the 2020 Presso should not be designing reels. Look, what an ugly reel. Matte color with a shiny chrome butt. Dude, really? You thought that was fancy? You thought that was a sweet looking reel? Let me put a chrome butt on matte black reel. Really, dude? And then more chrome here? Really, dude? What's the name of this dude? Give me his email. I want to send him an email. What the hell were you thinking, dude? This is... I mean, the name Presso means something. There's no chrome on the rod. Why you put chrome here? Anyway, not a video. You know how Catfish Dave says at the end of... Oh, no, that was a snag. Maybe even broke off and lost the jig head. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Lost the jig head, lost the prototype jig head, folks. That is a painful loss. But this line broke abrasion way. I think I know what happened. That line broke very high and rubbed on concrete here. I think I know what happened. There is some holes and concrete blocks there, and if you wait too long, your line can fall inside of these holes and can cut your line. Okay, I think we're down to 2 or 3 prototype jig heads. But anyway, Catfish Dave at the end of every video says, this is a video, there was fish in the video, that makes it a fishing video. I guess I can say this is a video, there was a rant in the video, that makes it an iFish video. But I don't want Catfish Dave to sue me for copyright. No, that's exactly the same. Come on, I cannot lose this. Oh, it came off. Cannot lose this. Ah, they're biting. I cannot wait too long there. There is something there. Kind of dangerous. Let me inspect the line, because I don't want to lose the jig head. That jig head rubbed the line pretty high. Catfish Dave is the last Mohican. He's the last person on YouTube who has not succumbed a bird. Go away or I shoot you. I was saying Catfish Dave is the last person on YouTube who has not succumbed to the temptation of the riches. All other YouTubers, I don't care how much you respect them, if they're good people or not. There is a lot of YouTubers who started as good people, and now the temptation of the riches has completely spoiled their soul. I look at their thumbnails, I look at their titles. Their thumbnails and their titles do not reflect the content of the video. I don't respect that. And I'm saying I don't respect that, but I really want to say something else. Sometimes I talk to them and they tell me, well, that's the only way to get money. Oh, I lost it, but that's the only way to get money, or they say everybody does it. And everybody does it indeed, but that doesn't make it normal. YouTube, my friends, has become a sewer where every little YouTuber dumps shit every day, driven by the pathetic little hope that something will happen, something will get mixed up, and the algorithm will make his silly video viral, and he's gonna become millionaire overnight and quit his job and live happily ever after. Interesting, I was catching little crappies on the Kitech. I switched to the 1.5 number 8 super glued Tickler Z, and I start twitching instead of swimming, and I'm starting to catch little bluegill. That's not the first time this happens. There is something about swim bait with a Kitech that is more of a crappie drawing power. versus the same size lure, but I guess it's not the same, so I guess the Tickers is a little bit smaller. The smaller lure and twitching, it's more bluegill drawing power. But yeah, I am very hopeless watching at what's going on YouTube. People have completely lost their minds in their drive to get an extra click on YouTube. Every thumbnail has a face with somebody, something extreme, the big letters, the extreme contrast on the thumbnail, extreme saturation. I don't know. This rant went way sideways. We got way sidetracked. I think I got the picture here. I think I know what's here. There is some small crappie here to be caught. It's not just small bluegill. By the way, if you're thinking it's only crappie, I guarantee you it's not only crappie. Do you want me to tie a 1 gram number 12 jig, and I'll show you that most of the fish here is actually bluegill. However, if you have such a big lure with size 8 hook, it's just pretty difficult for a bluegill to open its mouth and eat that. Catfish Dave is the only big YouTuber that I know. You tell me which big YouTuber doesn't give you over shocking titles on everything, and then you watch the video and he just went there and caught a couple catfish. But every video has monster in the titles or something else. Is like nobody is catching normal fish anymore. Nobody is doing normal fishing. Everything is monsters, everything is amazing, everything is the most important 5 things I wish I knew but I didn't. Everything is life-changing information. Every title has some, if you trust the title, some life-changing information there. This guy Randy Blaukat, you know what I think about him? His titles, oh my god. He doesn't have a single title on his whole channel. Maybe only when he talks about live scope. Even then, he hides it. He doesn't have one proper title in his entire YouTube channel. 99% of the anglers are doing this wrong. Look at him with the amazing statistics. 99% of the anglers, how many anglers do you even know, bro? 99% doing this wrong. And you check and it's some totally kind of trivial opinion. You don't know who is doing what. He doesn't know how I fish for bass. 99%. And how do you know you are doing it right? How do you know? He just went on a tournament yesterday on his home lake and couldn't catch a limit. Okay, bro, don't tell me you know everything, you know it all. You go on your home lake, you can't catch a limit. He had one time, Randy Blaukat, if you find that video, he had 2 consecutive videos. First video says how to catch 30-40 bass a day using using this simple technique. Again, life-changing information. I mean, Randy, you're so nice, sharing such helpful information out of the goodness of your heart. How to catch 30-40 bass, and then he goes and says some completely useless, trivial information. And then on the very next video, he goes tournament fishing. It's not just casual fishing. Tournament fishing in one of his home lakes again, right around him. And can't catch a limit. Bro, if you can't catch a limit on tournament day, on your home lake, is it appropriate to write a title, How to Catch 30-40 Bass a Day? I don't know if maybe the title was even 60-70. I can't remember now, but you can search his YouTube channel. The guy will make a title, How to Catch 30 or 40 bass a day. And the very next day go to fish a tournament and can't catch a goddamn limit on your home lake. And yeah, Victor, you're a little bit harsh. You know, it's difficult. Have you tried it? First of all, very often he cannot catch a limit. That's not a rare. But second of all, okay, I'm not going to pretend I know about bass fishing. Maybe it is harsh. Maybe it is difficult to catch a limit. I'm not saying that it's a sin not being able to catch a limit of bass. What I'm criticizing is writing these titles like this. Titles have become completely useless. If anything, I'm telling you, it's better without titles, so you know that you're getting something random that the algorithm decides to recommend to you. Because if you trust the titles, you will be misled. There is no easy technique to fill your cooler with crappie. It doesn't exist. There is no perfect lure to fill your cooler with bluegill. There is no easy way to catch 500 pounds of catfish. It doesn't exist. There is no easy way to catch anything. First of all, it is never about the lure or the jig or the float. Most important thing is understanding what the fish is doing at every month of the year and where it is and what it's doing. You gotta find the fish. That's the most important thing. If you find them, usually they will bite whatever the hell you throw. I have never found bluegill or crappie or bass to care too much about what you throw, as long as it can fit in their mouth and you're doing the twitching or retrieval with a speed that is not too difficult for them to eat it, they will eat it. There is no top lures for September. There is no bottom lures for September. Okay, maybe one last fish. This video went way sideways. But we did catch quite a few fish and quite a few crappie. So there is a good mix of bass, bluegill and crappie here. Sometimes you hear me talking, I say words that, like, why would I say bass when I mean bluegill? You're thinking, this Bulgarian dude, by the way, I'm Bulgarian, not Russian. This Bulgarian dude doesn't speak English. There is something about knowing that you're talking to people on camera. It really messes up your word order and what you're saying. It's not the same. Even if it's your native language, I see so many people misspeak and correct. I know it's not just me. I know for sure it's not just me. It's not a matter of being Bulgarian. Folks, I don't want to waste any more time. You get the picture. There is small bluegill and small crappie in the area, but I think they will be here all day. We're gonna run somewhere and try to catch some nice bass before they start spilling the water and the current is too fast for ultralight fishing. We can always come back here in the afternoon, test some other lure or technique before we head out. But I'm gonna post this one, even though I know it's a kind of a long rant, but it's something different. It's not the top 5 lures in September, right? All right, thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.